Hello friends, and welcome back. Today I have lots of sweet potato slips that I need to go ahead and get into the ground. I've had these slips now for these right here probably 2 weeks, so it is time to definitely plant them, and I'm just going to take y'all along for the journey. This is the first time growing sweet potatoes in a raised bed with amazing loose composted soil, so this will be a fun experiment to see how these do. And if you want to see my previous sweet potato video, I have one that I can put in the description and you can go and watch that. But for now, let's get these into the ground. It is 5:40 in the evening. Like I said in my last video, I do not have much time to do this kind of stuff at the end of the day, so I am just gonna plant these. I do have some more that I need to put in the actual ground instead of a raised bed, but I'll do those probably this weekend. So here is my raised bed, and right here I have planted Georgia Jets, and these slips looked very rough whenever I got them in the mail. I don't know if they're gonna make it, but this does look like a new leaf. I was told on the Row by Row Facebook group that give them 2 weeks because they are very hardy plants. They can withstand a lot. So this coming Sunday will be 2 weeks that they've been in the ground, and I'll see what happens. I'm gonna post a picture of these in that group and see what people say. If they're not gonna make it, then I want to replant right here. So I'll take these out and just plant a different variety. And they take up about a third of the bed, I guess. And then I have all of this space. I have 50 Covington slips, so I wanna I guess I'll put Covingtons in this space, and that's what these are. And then these are my Beauregards. So from this one slip, I could probably get 3 slips from this because of this little root right here coming out of that section, and then right here, and then these down here. But I'm gonna plant it like this because these are so strong and healthy. I wanna make sure that my sweet potato slips make it. Unlike the ones at the end of the bed, I don't want to have that problem because those are kind of stressing me out. So this is the Covington variety, and I originally was not supposed to have these. I ordered Georgia Jets and Beauregard, but I was sent 2 different times the wrong slips. So I got my Georgia Jets, but I never actually got the Beauregards, and 2 different times they sent me Covingtons. So now I have 50 Covington slips that I pretty much got for free, honestly. I'm glad that I have the Covington slips now because that is actually Greg, I think that's his name, from Haas Tools. That is actually his favorite variety because they're sweet and they produce a pretty potato. So I'm excited to try these, and it may end up being my favorite too. I'm just eyeballing all of these, but I'm planting them. I'm trying to plant them a foot apart, but it may not actually be a foot. This is only the second time that I'm growing sweet potato slips. So really I'm just learning, seeing how it goes. And then Greg also says that he kind of plants them sideways. He doesn't plant them straight down. So that's what I'm gonna do. I am concerned how these are gonna do this year because the YouTube video I just watched that Haas Tools put out said that with sweet potatoes you have to worry about army worms, and this year we've had the worst worm problem that we've ever had on our squash and zucchini, our beans, our cucumbers. They're literally on everything. So it's a little discouraging because I feel like, what if I'm gonna have to spray with BT, which is a bacterial spray. It is organic, but I'm thinking, what if I have to spray the sweet potatoes along with everything else? But it's discouraging when you have to spray stuff all the time because of all the bugs. So we'll see how everything does. So I'm going to finish planting these and I will pick back up whenever I'm done. And I will have to come out here in the morning to just check and make sure that there's no worms on them, because I'm starting to wonder if these back here, if worms got to those. And if that's the case, that is very frustrating because sweet potato slips are not cheap. So I don't know if I explained or talked about that I got these slips from Haas Tools, and I'm very pleased with the last 3 shipments. Were very fast. The first one was shipped out, which was supposed to be the Beauregards and Georgia Jets. That shipped on a Thursday, and I did not get those till I think a Tuesday. So they were in the mail for a long time, and I think that's why they looked pretty rough. But the Covingtons that they shipped twice, and then the Beauregards, those all shipped within, I believe, 2 days. So I was very pleased with that. Whenever I called Haas Tools and told them the situation, that I got the wrong slips and that it happened twice, they were very kind about it. They were like, we're so sorry, thank you for understanding, we will send out the right ones. So they were very easy to talk to, and I totally understand that kind of stuff happens. And I think that was their first year. This is their first year doing sweet potato slips, so I know there's probably a little bit of a learning curve. So hopefully these will thrive and do wonderful, and I hope we will have a ton of sweet potatoes from this bed. And these right here, honestly, have just stressed me out. Some of them are just little twigs, and there was leaves on that. Same with this one. So that's why I'm wondering if there was a worm that came in here and ate it, or maybe even squirrels. I don't know if that's happened to you. Let me know, because I just thought about that. These little red bugs with the black legs are back. Steven put diatomaceous earth on here, but I don't think that's doing anything. And now I'm gonna have to go get the Dawn, and look at this, y'all. Here's one of those worms. It is so annoying whenever you work so hard on something. Oh. There they are. And then right here, I don't know what the deal is with that. I don't know if that's a pollination issue, but that was gonna be a squash and it's dead now. All right, so let's knock these bugs out. All right. Go ahead and go on. This right here, friends, is not a ladybug. This is an Asian beetle, and they are not good for your plants. They will eat it up. This is happening to my elephant garlic, and I believe this is a sign that it is almost ready to harvest. Some of the leaves on the bottom are turning yellow, and this one kind of looks like it's falling over, starting to. So I noticed some more English peas are ready, and this is probably going to be my last picking from these. They are very plump, so that means it is time to harvest them. And I'll show you a picture of some English peas that I canned for the first time ever. So I'm going to go ahead, pick all of these off. Who knows, maybe I will have enough for another pint. And I grew these, if you go back to a previous video, I thought that was a sting bug. On a previous video, I planted these extremely late. Honestly, maybe a month late. So I did not think I was going to get anything from them. But this will be my second picking, so at least I got something. And the jar that I canned, I'm saving for a special occasion because it's one jar of my homegrown organic English sweet peas. And I am just so proud of them. All right, so that is it for today. Thank y'all for joining me. We were able to get the last of our English peas, cucumbers, a lot of cucumbers, squash, and we planted some sweet potato slips, but I've still got a lot more on the windowsill that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna plant on Thursday, and then even this weekend, I'm gonna plant them in this section right here where we dug up the potatoes. So thank y'all for joining me, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye, y'all.